Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Little and Great Philosophy, the channel where we expose the real psychology of money, wealth, and human behavior. Today's topic is uncomfortable. In fact, it's terrifying. Because once you truly understand it, you'll never see the world the same way again. The rich keep getting richer. The poor keep getting poorer. And the middle class, they're vanishing. It's not luck. It's not even capitalism alone. It's a system built on habits, psychology, and information. And if you don't understand this system, you'll spend your whole life working harder while someone else quietly gets richer off your effort. Let's break the illusion. Part 1. It's not about how much you earn. It's about what you do with it. When people hear rich versus poor, they immediately think of income. But the real difference isn't how much they earn, it's how they use what they earn. Imagine two people earning $3,000 a month. Person A, poor mindset, spends everything: new phone, dining out, clothes, Netflix, and a car loan. No investments, no savings, just consumption. At the end of every month, their balance is $0, or worse, negative. Person B, rich mindset, lives modestly, saves and invests 30%, buys stocks, builds a side business, reinvests profits. After 10 years, person A is still struggling. Person B owns assets that now earn passive income every month. Same salary, same city, different results because of different behavior. That's the first scary truth. Most people are not poor because they don't earn enough. They're poor because they don't manage what they already have. Part 2. The psychology of the poor vs. the rich. Money doesn't flow to those who work hardest. It flows to those who think differently about risk, time, and value. Let's look at how the two groups think. Mindset: the poor. The rich: time. I need money now. I can wait for the big picture. Risk: I can't afford to lose. I can't afford not to try. Learning: I already know enough. I'm always a student. Spending: I deserve to enjoy life. I'll enjoy life through freedom. Work: I work for money. I make money work for me. The poor fear losing small amounts. The rich fear missing big opportunities. That difference in psychological comfort decides their future. The poor chase comfort. The rich chase freedom. Part 3. The debt trap. The modern slavery. Here's where the system gets truly dark. Banks, advertisers, and corporations want you to stay poor. Because when you're in debt, you're controllable. You borrow to buy things you don't need. You pay interest to banks every month. You work harder, not for freedom, but for survival. It's a perfect trap. The poor think, I can handle a little debt. The rich think, I'll use debt to buy assets that pay me. Example: a poor person borrows $10,000 for a car, a liability that loses value. And a rich person borrows $10,000 to start an online business, an asset that grows. The result? The poor pays interest. The rich earns interest on someone else's money. That's why the system doesn't need to force you to be poor. It just needs to keep you spending. Part 4. The invisible tax on the poor. This part hurts. Because it's true. There's a hidden tax that only the poor pay. It's not income tax. It's the cost of ignorance. When you don't understand finance, you pay more in fees, penalties, and high-interest loans. You buy cheap things that break faster. You miss investment opportunities because of fear. You chase discounts instead of value. Example, a poor person buys a $20 pair of shoes that lasts 6 months. A rich person buys a $100 pair that lasts 5 years. Over time, the rich spend less because they understand value over price. The poor pay for comfort. The rich pay for leverage. That's the invisible tax, and it silently keeps people poor for life. Part 5. Information is the new currency. We live in the information age, and yet most people still live by industrial age rules. Go to school, get a job, work for 40 years. That formula is dead. The rich stay ahead because they know what others don't. They read financial reports, attend investor meetings, join masterminds, and learn new skills long before the mainstream catches up. By the time the average person hears about Bitcoin, stocks, or AI opportunities, the rich have already made their profits and moved on. The poor wait for proof. The rich act on insight. Real example. In 2010, an investor named Roger invested $5,000 in Tesla stock when it was $4 per share. His friends laughed at him. Today, that $5,000 is worth more than $1.5 million. They're still laughing, but now he's doing it from his beachfront house. Knowledge compounds faster than money. Part 6. The network effect. Why the rich stay connected. Here's another scary truth. The rich don't just have money, they have networks. When a poor person faces a problem, they have to solve it alone. When a rich person faces the same problem, they make a phone call. Success breeds connections. Connections breed opportunities. Opportunities breed wealth. That's why rich people marry rich, work with rich, and invest together. They live in an ecosystem of power, while the poor live in a cycle of scarcity. If you're surrounded by 5 broke friends, you'll be the 6th. Real data. According to Harvard Business Review, over 80% of millionaires say their biggest financial growth came from relationships, not just hard work. You don't need to be born into wealth, but you must stop surrounding yourself with poverty thinking. Part 7. The compounding law. The rich win by time. This is the rule most people ignore. Money grows like a snowball, but only if you start early. The rich understand the law of compounding. Every dollar reinvested creates another layer of growth. Example, if you invest $1,000 and earn just 10% annually, in 1 year, $100, in 10 years, $600, in 30 years, $17,400, and if you keep adding more each year, the numbers explode. That's why Warren Buffett became a billionaire after age 60, not before. He simply let compounding do the work. Meanwhile, the poor keep restarting. They save for a few months, then spend it all. They never give time a chance to multiply their effort. The rich buy time. The poor sell it. Part 8. The mind trap of the middle class. This is where the real danger lies. Not poverty, but comfort. The middle class often thinks they're safe. A steady job, a nice car, a house on mortgage, a few vacations a year, but they're not rich. They're trapped in lifestyle debt. They earn just enough to look rich, but not enough to stop working. They spend decades paying for the same house they sleep in and the same car they drive to work, all to maintain the illusion of success. That's why the rich keep growing. Because they reinvest. The poor keep struggling. Because they survive. And the middle class slowly disappears because they consume. Comfort is the slowest form of death. Part 9. How to break the cycle. Here's the good news. You can escape the loop. You don't need to be born rich. You just need to stop thinking poor. Step 1. Learn the rules. Read about money, investing, taxes, and systems. The more you know, the less they can control you. Step 2. Build assets. Start with small investments, index funds, side businesses, real estate, or online content. Assets buy your time back. Step 3. Control your expenses. If you can't manage $1,000, you'll never manage $100,000. Step 4. Join new circles. Surround yourself with people who talk about ideas, not gossip. Energy is contagious. Choose wisely. Step B. Play long-term. Success isn't sexy at first. It's slow, quiet, and lonely. But the results will speak louder than any luxury car ever could. Part 10. The final truth. The gap between rich and poor isn't just about opportunity. It's about perspective. The poor see money as a tool to survive. The rich see it as a tool to multiply. The poor work harder and harder until they collapse. The rich work smarter until they're free. And the scariest truth of all is this. The system doesn't need to keep you poor. It just needs to keep you distracted. Every ad, every trend, every piece of entertainment is designed to take your attention, so you'll never take control of your own economy. But if you've made it this far into this video, you're already different, because awareness is the first step toward freedom.
If this video opened your eyes, don't let it fade away. Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I living to survive, or am I learning to be free? Like this video to help spread financial truth. Share it with someone who needs to wake up from the illusion. And subscribe to Little and Great Philosophy, where every video uncovers the hidden patterns of success, psychology, and real wealth. Because remember, the poor work for money, the rich make money work for them. And that's the scary truth, the one they never want you to know.